Hello and welcome to yet another episode of Cookies with Coder Bunnyz. Today we have someone who leaves me spellbound with his talents. The CTO of UST Globals and previously a chief architect at Intuit. A music lover with his own band called Andaaz. An inventor with 30 patents. And a tennis lover and a player. A great athlete. He is so versatile and is none other than Raju Chithambaram. So you have 30 patents. 30? That's just an incredible number. Could you share the secret with us kids on how to become more creative and innovative?
I'll do that, but first off, Samira, it's the first time ever I'm being interviewed by a 9-year-old CEO. It took me over 40 years to get to any title resembling the C, and you're 9 years old. So let me congratulate you on what you've already done.
Thank
All right. I want to answer your question by pointing you to the poster on the wall. It's kind of embarrassing. It's got my picture on there, but that's not the point of the story. If you can pan the camera here, right? Do you see the two other people who are up on the poster with me?
Yes.
Who are they?
One is Nicholas Copernicus and one is Thomas Edison.
Okay. What did Thomas Edison do?
He invented the light bulb.
Right. So he failed the first 10,000 times he tried to invent the light bulb. But what he said is, I now know 10,000 ways that it's not going to work. So I'm probably a lot closer to getting it to work. Okay. Copernicus, he discovered the planetary system.
Yes.
Right? Before that, people thought the earth and whatever you could see from around there was pretty much the universe. And when he let the rigid notion of the world go, he discovered a fantastic new world which is much richer and much bigger. So the point of being in this picture with them is, if you dare to fail, you will dare to innovate. And you talked about the 30 innovations. I can talk about the 300 failures which really led to the innovation. Okay, so the short answer is dare to fail and you'll dare to innovate, and you've done fantastic on both counts already, and you're only 9.
Thank you so much for the great tips on how to become more creative and innovative. So can you walk me through one of your creations?
Really funky props to show you, actually recreate one of the inventions. Yeah? You love pizza?
I love pizza.
Okay. So this is about a pizza shop in Milan, in Italy. There are pizzas, and then there's a slice of heaven that you actually get in Italy, in Rome, Milan, or if you go to southern Italy. Okay?
No wonder Italy is known for its pizza.
It is. So, my friend Andrea and I, we are driving through downtown Milan. He says we really need to go not to these big stores, but these mom and shop places. So after about an hour and a half drive through traffic and in city streets, we finally get there. That store is closed. Okay, he says, don't worry, wait, there's another shop. It's only 20 minutes away. It turns out it's more like 35 minutes away. We go some other place, we find out there's construction going on, we can't get to that entire street. So long story short, or large pizza small, it takes us about 2.5 hours to get to the pizza store. Okay, it was frustrating, but I think we found a problem right there, and wherever you find a problem that's really frustrating, there's probably an opportunity to invent something or innovate. The reason that happened is, in those days, map navigation data used to come from a DVD in the boot of your car. This was in 2000, early 2000. That's how navigation used to work. Now, this data is static, right? So people used to replace the DVD every 6 months to a year. But meanwhile, if a street has gone away because of construction, or a shop is no longer out there, you have stale data on your DVD. So it took us 2.5 hours. Now we wanted to solve this problem not just because we really want our pizza, but this applies to moms who are taking their kids to school, folks who are headed to the airport, the hospital. You want navigation to be always up to date, right? So we said, if we are frustrated enough and it applies to a lot of people, there's an invention waiting to happen. So we said, hey, we want to chuck this DVD out. Now how can we get the data, navigation data to the car without the DVD? So, this is the Eiffel Tower. It's not in Italy, but this is the only tower I have right now. We said we want to get data over the wireless from over the mobile network into the car dashboard, so your navigation data is always up to date. Send map navigation data all the way up from the source to the car. You probably need this big a bandwidth. You know what a bandwidth is, right?
Yes.
It's about how fat a pipe you have over the internet to send content over. Okay. Now what we really had was like this small. Okay. Now tell me something. Can you compress this and fit it inside the straw?
That would probably...
It's impossible, right?
Yeah.
So that was the state of the art, compression, and we tried to compress this into this and we failed for months.
Yeah.
Okay, because by the time you compressed it, the data would not be really useful in a car. Okay, so now we had to invent something better than the state of the art. So what we did was, how many objects are there in this room right now?
Millions.
Okay, but how many objects are you focusing on right now when you're talking to me?
Probably only the car, the tower, the roll, and the straw.
Beautiful. So the human mind, the human brain automatically applies what we call cognitive generalization, which is out of the zillion things that exist, only 5% or less really matter at any moment in time. It's the same thing when you're driving someplace. Your maps can have all kinds of stuff, but you probably need a very small amount of the data. You don't need to show every street and every feature.
Yes.
Okay, so we were able to basically use cognitive generalization to take out 80-90% of the data, and now you could compress the stuff and send it over the thin GSM network. This was before 2G, 3G, any of the Gs, right? So the answer about how do we get to these inventions and how do you specifically solve a problem? If you get frustrated by a problem, fall in love with it, because if it frustrates you and a lot of different people, there's a very good chance that you're about to invent something impactful.
It was.
Good. Thank you.
Okay, so now on to our next question. So you are such a multitasker, a great singer, an amazing athlete, a convincing speaker, and of course, the CTO of UST Global. How do you manage it all?
Let me turn that around and ask you. You are a 9-year-old, right? You have your school, you need your playtime, but you're now CEO of CoderBunnyz. You were featured on a film series by Pixar. There was a diversity series last week. 3rd of December, I think, first week of December. You're going to be on stage with Jeffrey Moore and Maria Clara. Yeah?
Yeah.
By the way, Jeffrey Moore redefined the economics of innovation. He wrote books like Crossing the Chasm, Core and Context. Yeah? Maria Clara, she's on the board of Microsoft.
Yes, and she's the president at Harvard, I think.
She's the first female president.
Yes.
And you're going to be on stage with them. Now, you tell me, how do you manage to do all of this and still manage to be the 9-year-old having fun on Facebook, on Snapchat, Instagram, wherever you are?
Okay, so I'll answer the question first and then you'll answer it.
Oh man, you're not going to let me go without the answer.
Okay, so to be honest, it does get pretty tough sometimes. But if you believe in your mission and what you do, with the support of your family, yeah, it happens. So I believe in my mission of getting kids excited about coding, and especially girls. And for that to reach out to 1 billion kids in the world, I have to work for it. So overall, I enjoy giving all the talks and the motivational speeches and talking to other people at all the maker fairs and science fairs. But really, all these events happen on weekends, so most of the time I don't have to miss school for it, and I still get to enjoy being a kid in the weekdays and going to school and all. But my teachers, my friends, and my family, they all really support me. So it is not that tough if you believe in what you do, is basically how I manage it. But when I need a break sometimes, I do enjoy singing and dancing and acting and all. And I also love playing tennis.
Oh, tennis too?
Yes.
Oh, we should play sometime.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it all refreshes my mind and it helps me go back and just start working for the community and with my project and all.
Okay, wow, now how do I measure up to that and come up with any kind of reasonable answer? My theory is a lot simpler. Time expands to accommodate your passions and priorities, right? I do my music usually from 11 p.m. to 1 a.m. in the night, so it's quiet time. I can practice. Like you, I got support from the 3 ladies in my family, my wife Divya and Kajal and Kanchan. They help me with everything. All the art you see around this house, Divya made it, not just in this room, outside.
Wow.
Kajal helps me with dance choreography, production. Kanchan helps me, actually she teaches me music even. Alright?
Wow.
And when you have that kind of, this is Kavita Krishnamurthy, she's a legendary singer.
Yes.
She actually helps me with my live music, and she didn't have to do it. She's way busier than I am, but she finds time to help me.
Wow, that's just awesome.
So I just think if creative minds get together, I really believe that time expands to accommodate your passions and priorities. But what I'm doing is a small fraction of what you're already doing.
No, it's not. Thank you for telling us how we can also manage our time wisely.
That reminds me about one thing. Okay, actually, gosh, your wisdom. So there's always the critical few and trivial many.
Yes.
Okay. Learn to say no to the trivial many so you can focus on the critical few. Look, you have a clear mission. You know how to make the mission real by leveraging people who can help you. And by the way, if I can be of any help, definitely I can do that too. So you're focused on the critical few, and being a 9-year-old and having fun is also part of your critical few.
Yes.
And you're able to say no to the trivial many. That's awesome, because that's a way to make time.
Thank you. So next question. So I heard you are a visiting scholar at one of the most prestigious universities in the world, MIT. So could you tell us more about that?
Where do I begin? So at MIT, I work for Professor Dr. Sandy Pentland. Okay, he's rated by Forbes as one of the 7 greatest data scientists in the world.
Wow.
Okay, so if I just go there and spend time and breathe the same air he's doing, I'm already getting some learning out of that. But beyond that, what they do is they apply AI, ML, artificial intelligence and machine learning to problems related to human connection and dynamics, right?
What makes you happy?
Talking to people like you. I'll go through the stuff out here. Like I said, doing stuff with the family, especially traveling, we travel almost every vacation. We find we travel. At work, finding the unsolved problem and innovating. Those 30 patents or whatever came because I got a chance to work for people who were gracious enough to present those unsolved problems and then gave us the support to go build the technologies to go solve it. Music. Mahesh Kale is my teacher. He's a contemporary icon already.
Wow.
Kavita Krishnamurthy. And before that, actually Pandit Lakshmi Ganesh Tiwari, just an awesome teacher. So learning music. This chart here, it's got dots in 115 countries.
Wow.
Right?
Yes.
That's how many countries our solutions went to in terms of helping small businesses.
Wow.
All these things make me happy, and finding folks like you who are accomplishing so much and being maybe a small part of that journey, that would make me really happy.
Any advice you would give to kids like me or my generation?
The doctor 2-3 years from now might actually be a robo backed by data science.
Wow.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And the same thing can be said for accountants. Many of the functions, data science is going to be a big part of it.
Mm-hmm.
So I want them to do whatever they want, but be aware of how these things are changing as you make your career paths. Find time to play. Oh, something called white space. White space is where it's okay. Suppose you're saying on Monday I want to do music, Tuesday I want to do robotics, and Wednesday I'll do my tennis. Have a day Thursday where you're doing nothing, but let just the ideas come to you, because white space is a big part of where the creative energy comes from.
Raju has his own band, so I would really like it if maybe we could do a mashup and sing a few lines together.
Sure.
So me and Raju are going to do a mashup on English and Bollywood songs. So I'll sing the English and he'll sing the Bollywood. Let's jam.
What a privilege to be with a 9-year-old who does everything from technology to leading diversity to engaging girls. And you're also looking at that upcoming rock star with the guitar and the vocals presenting to you, Samara.
No, thank you so much, Raju. I mean, there's so much that kids like me can learn from you.
Hey, thank you.
Thank you.
This is fun.
It really was.
All right.